Hello, denizens of the internet. Your former network executive here with my first official Would I Have Greenlit It, lit it, or Not episode. Spoiler alert, there will be spoilers. The much anticipated TV show version of the hit video game The Last of Us has hit HBO Max, and the buzz is excellent, both from the industry fart catchers and audiences alike. As a former network executive, the show checks several boxes, but not the ones you're thinking of. Checkboxing has become a derogatory term of late, representing how diverse a show's cast or how racialized a premise is. I'm not talking about that. At least, not directly, as this show is not that woke unless you compare it to the original video game, which has less bearing than you might think. Back in the good old days, the secret to getting a show considered for production, even before the official greenlighting, you had to pitch your show. This has not changed today. A good pitch is not one that begs a studio or production company to pick it up. A good pitch dares a studio or production company to turn it down. If you're a complete unknown and you go in with your silly log line and cool Converse runners, you might get a pat on the head. If you're a successful writer, you might have better results. But if you already have a well-known actor attached as the lead, if you have a director the studio trusts in your pocket, if your DOP has just come off a hit project, and you bundle all of that together with your script, you're daring the person across from you to turn down your project. Even the big guns have to do this. It's easier for an exec to turn something down than to pick it up. If I had turned down all 1,100 projects pitched to me, I'd have had a perfect record. So, getting back to The Last of Us, it originates from a hugely successful IP with a built-in fan base. It has a popular star in Pedro Pascal. The fact that he's also popular amongst the communists in Hollywood is a secret bonus. Bella Ramsey appeared in Game of Thrones. It doesn't matter that the executive has not seen a single episode. The mere mention of game is enough for a TV exec to orgasm. Neil Druckmann, the writer of the Last of Us video games, is deeply involved. I don't want to get into a pissing war here regarding Bruce Straley's contribution to the game. Remember, I'm a dumb executive. I know nothing about this controversy, nor have I played the game. Well, I have, but I was a knowledgeable executive, which is why I'm no longer in the business. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Neil is the man. Finally, the showrunner and producer of Chernobyl, Craig Mazin, is writing and producing. How do I say no to that? At some point, you're not so concerned about turning down a show so much as worrying about one of your competitors picking it up. I think my boss would be mad if I told this gang to sod off. They'd be even madder if it became a hit on Amazon. I'd have no choice. So yes, I would have greenlit this project. Now, let's just come back down to earth and deal with the first episode. If this episode was a pilot and was all that was pitched to me, would I have greenlit it for another 8? It started off strongly. It looked great. Pedro was channeling a bored Burt Reynolds. It had the right level of scariness. Sarah Miller, played by Nico Parker, was on fire. Look out for Nico. She has star written all over her. Yes, she gets killed off in the first 30 minutes in the 2003 timeline. After that, they zip ahead to 2023, and everything from here on in is a snooze fest. The central stake is getting Ellie to the Firefly lab, like the game. I'm sure there will be side quests different from the game, but until that happens, you might be better off just watching a video game walkthrough on YouTube of The Last of Us 1, as it's way more exciting than this. But does this portend badly for the show? I am concerned that the goal of getting Ellie to the lab is not a big enough deal in a non-interactive experience. Would that hamper the audience's enjoyment if they were invested in the characters and the performances? Probably not. And that's why no one knows anything in Hollywood. Let me end with some personal editorializing. Why did I pick that word? Marlene was fine in the game and fine here, but the show has so many tough women in dirty singlets. I was hoping at least one washing machine survived the apocalypse. Most reviewers will concentrate on how Pedro is not Joel and Bella is not Ellie from the game. All I'll say about that is casting is not a science. You pick a list of available suspects, and you hope your top picks are available for shoot day. Would I still have greenlit the series based on the first show as a pilot? Yes, because it's at least okay. And I'm trusting Craig and Neil to pull this off. So, there you go, denizens. Not a review, but an insider's look at what goes through the mind of an insider. Till next time, denizens. Be seeing you.